these guys stuck close to the story they want to tell, and they didn't budge, and they made it, and they made it as beautifully as they can.
The Daniels.
You know what? It was almost like a lower budget La La Land in the way they just went.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't even.
City of Farts.
Martin, what should I just show it?
Because I don't have the list. You got.
Oh, okay.
I emailed it to you.
Okay, well, you got your phone over there. I thought you would have pulled it out for yourself. But hey, Mark, again, I got you, brother. Hey, Mark, let me tell you.
That's rude to be on air looking at my phone.
No, hey, Mark, you know what? This makes me feel better because I feel like I'm telling you what your favorite movies are.
Top 10 is.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to tell you what you like at number 10.
I saw that last year.
Martin, your number 10 movie is?
We try to save as many people as we can.
Captain America, Civil War.
It was.
Hey, Mark, why is this your number 10 movie?
I mean, the big three was so close together, that and Deadpool and Rogue One. But just watch him again. I was rewatching this, and there's just so much in it that just fills me with joy. I mean, I was really just blown away. I didn't think about it the first time, but just the hallway fight where it's Captain America trying to get Bucky to stop his fighting soldiers, but they're also trying to not kill him at the same time. And just looking at how intricate that was and how well choreographed all of it.
Okay.
But also the moral implications of everything they're talking about. Because this was one of those, it's rare that a superhero movie ends and people outside of it are actually fighting with each other over just what this argument is for a month afterwards. Well, there's still some people who will bring it up.
Well, Batman and Superman, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they kind of had a disagreement. All right, Martin. Well, that's a good reason. You're right. I mean, we don't see a whole lot of superhero movies. I mean, we're getting there right now, but this is one on a huge level with all these superheroes in there. They could have done something a little simpler, but they decided to like put in a lot of moral conflict.
Well, also, you got that fight between Batman and Superman. That they were pumping that thing for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And you get to it, it's like they're fighting over nothing, trying to kill each other when all they got to do is talk it out. Where here you have a movie where it's been talked out, they're fighting, they're actually trying not to kill each other.
Yeah.
But it's over something a lot more serious.
And it's political.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that Martin is right. That movie's a lot smarter than a lot of people give it credit for.
What both of the Captain America movies, what they've done is they know how when it's not a tense situation, how to make everybody very human and have humor in there. So you like them, you like what's going on, and then when it's serious, it's very serious.
All right, Martin, let's go ahead and get into your number 9 movie.
Married to one of Hillary Clinton's closest advisors.
Never back down from anybody.
A photo of an anonymous man's bulging underwear
Was tweeted from Congressman Weiner's account.
I love this movie too. I think you and I came out talking about it a little bit. We usually save our discussions for the. No, I'm sorry, it was my fiance. You two look so much alike.
No, we're interchangeable.
You're interchangeable. Martin, why number 9?
A lot of documentaries for me, I like them for about an hour, and I always feel like you had to pad it out to get more in there, or I could have watched this on television where it's edited. But this one I was fascinated by the whole time because the Anthony Weiner scandal, I remember, we were all alive when it was going on, and remember hearing about it, but never knew the real guts of it.
Yeah.
And what was fascinating was to see Anthony Weiner before any of this happened, to see what a great politician he is, and just the whole with him getting taken down by this. I'm like, it's a real tragedy that we don't have this guy out there. But the more it goes on, it's more you just like, he's got the goods to be a good politician, but he can't keep his shit together on this other personal bullshit that shouldn't even be part of this. And to see what his wife is going through the whole time, and the fact that they had a camera, that he even allowed this camera to be there as you live document this rise and fall is fascinating.
And it goes to show you, and this is why back in the day when we saw more documentaries on the big screen, why documentary filmmaking was some of my it was my favorite type of filmmaking, because I mean this takes as many twists and turns as House of Cards. And I remember even in it brings up discussion and because this is real, you have conversations about it in debates, because I remember I was telling Martin, I was like, he's gonna fuck up again. I said, this guy's he can't control his compulsive behavior. If anybody knows about the Anthony Weiner scandal, then this even gives you more information. If you don't know about it, watch it. because my fiance, she didn't know about it, and she asked me. She said, "Is this real?" Because she's from Turkey, she don't know American politics. I was like, "Yeah, that's a real character." She's like, "A real character did that? A real guy?"
The only downside is that they finished it too soon, not realizing that he was going to fuck up again about, what, 3 months after this came out?
Well, that's where the sequel comes in.
Wiener extended.
Yeah.
It wasn't me that said that.
No, and that's why it's good. No, I'm kidding. Hey, Martin, ignore that. Hey, what is your number 8 movie?
The bank loan, just enough to keep you.
Okay, well, we already saw that shit, but
there's going to be a lot of repeat.
I know, and you know what? I'll well, you know, if it does repeat, I'll immediately cut it off.
It's about
it's Hell or High Water.
Yeah, and what makes this work above what it should have been, what it should have, because it was halfway through before it clicked to me like, wow, this is actually a really, really good movie. I was just thinking like, oh, this will be all right, nice little independent. Sort of crime western pseudo thing, but the way they capture West Texas so accurately, and how what makes this movie work better than anything is how every character is so developed, and all the actors really pull it off. And Ben Foster's one of those character actors I love when he's on target, and he's been getting a lot of roles lately that have just been like, that's beneath you, but this was perfect for him.
And one of the things I failed to mention, and I think you can agree with, is that we keep talking about how they capture West Texas, how it's a Western, but this story between Chris Pine and Ben Foster, who are brothers, that's a really deep emotional story that they go through. There's something that happens in their family that bonds them, and you know that these guys, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're not going to meet the best end, and yet you dread that moment because you like these guys so much.
And it's got a really good ending.
It does. It really does, man. I'm telling you guys.
This last scene, it's like, man, that's acting.
That and that was some great writing. That almost made it feel like, well, damn, y'all nailed this right here. Yeah. If I thought this wasn't that good before, this shit right here, what's happening, makes this amazing. Let's go ahead and go to our number. Are we on number 7? And Martin, while mine was number 2, La La Land dropped down to number 7 for you right there. Why number 7, Martin?
It's in my top 10. I liked it a lot.
I didn't mean like why, Martin. I mean like, explain.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Explain your choice. Yeah,
the top 5, I'll kill you.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like right now with La La Land getting all these awards, you got the people who are like, well, of course, it made everybody feel happy. It deserves that. And the other people are like, man, fuck that movie. Just a bunch of white people. I don't even care.
Damn, really?
Yeah, have you not listened to what's going on?
Oh, we did talk about a controversy yesterday.
Yeah, okay, I'm sure.
About a white people playing jazz in the movie. And,
Right. Yeah, it's all about a white guy who wants to save jazz. Like, oh, great, the white savior again. Usually the thing that you hate. But everything you said, it's beautiful. Though I love the way it's put together. I like these characters. It might have ranked higher, but there is a point somewhere in the middle of the second act or the third act where I was like, there's no real conflict here.
I agree.
I mean, it's nice seeing them. I'm having a good time, but there's no conflict. So when they finally have their reason why they can't be together, I'm like, y'all are kind of acting like children. You're both entertainers. This is just the way this shit goes. Fucking deal with it.
Okay.
But all love movies deal with it.
But you know what? It's got that opening number on the freeway. Wow. I was just hearing about like how many days it took for them to film. How many they shut the freeway down for a few days and shot something at 3 in the morning. There's nothing. I can't be more impressed with what they did with the opening, and I think it ends well. I mean, some people made some sad, but I think it gives it such a great capper on it.
Yeah. and I will say that I don't completely agree that there's no conflict. I mean, just because people are having emotional conflicts with each other doesn't mean that that's conflict free.
They're whining over.
I've heard one other friend of yours say that.
You put it at your number 2. Of course you don't agree.
Cool, you goddamn right. The fuck is wrong with you? Let's go to our number 6 movie. I'm sorry, man.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know why. I just feel defensive of that film.
God help you if La La Land is not in your top 5.
Messing with my baby over here. Let's see what we got for the number 6 movie. And Martin, this is a movie that I think maybe you and I were right on. Maybe we were at the same spot on this. Swiss Army Man. I think I might have been at number 6 on this. Maybe.
I think you were sad.
Yeah, you were
Utopia at 6.
Okay. All right. So I missed
Okay.
you by 1.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how much you like this movie.
So was I. I was sitting there watching it and just loving it. Like everything I thought I wasn't going to like happened so early, and I was like, it's not even about that at all.
Yeah.
It's just seeing what it's about and all the twists and turns and how it was willing to develop itself. And yeah, it's like it's written by Charlie Kaufman and directed by Michel Gondry. It's so artful. What it has to say, and then where it ends or sort of ends, I was like, God damn, I gotta think about this. Like the way you were with Arrival, I was just sitting there like, pause.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the movie about a fart is one of the most thoughtful movies that year to come out, and it's just been pushed aside because a lot of people just heard fart in the description.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it really is. They think it's like some silly comedy, and it's not. And I really can't blame people. But these guys stuck close to the story they want to tell, and they didn't budge, and they made it, and they made it as beautifully as they can.
The Daniels.
You know what? It was almost like a lower budget La La Land in the way they just went.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't even.
City of Farts.
Let's see here. Let's go to number 5. Martin, what we got at number 5? Okay. This is a different one right here.
Do you ever feel like your life has turned into something you never intended?
This is something I remember you saying when you saw it, you're like, man, immediately in my top 5. Why are you so excited about this film?
Besides the art direction, which actually is only second or tertiary to me, I love the story within the story. I like that it was about.
And we're talking about Nocturnal Animals, people.
Animals,
Sorry, number 5, Nocturnal Animals.
It was about the writing. I mean, the outside story, I was interested in. I wasn't bored by it, but the actual book she's reading, that's written by Jake Gyllenhaal's character. It's a whole like my biggest nightmare scenario story. I loved Michael Shannon's character because he was actually like a character I haven't seen him play, I don't think, before. You had Kick-Ass in it, who's an actor who I tend to not like that much. But I was
what's that boy's real name?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, you know his name. Why you call him Kick-Ass?
That's how everybody else does.
Yeah.
You know that boy's name.
Don't nobody know Aaron Taylor Johnson.
His real name is Kick-Ass.
When I say Kick-Ass, everybody goes like, "Oh yeah."
Dude, okay.
Yeah, he pulled something out of himself that I didn't see him being able to do. He completely transformed.
He got robbed by the Oscars, I think.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, everybody. There's so many great performances. You know, people getting robbed. It just happens.
Yeah.
Some things get overlooked. You know, I imagine a lot of voters probably didn't even see this.
Yeah.
I love that that the fictionalized version of Amy Adams is Isla Fisher, who I always have trouble telling the difference between the two of them anyway.
And it's something where I didn't like it as much as you did. I think I gave it a matinee. I didn't think it was great, but I do admire the story told within a story. That's a hard thing to do, and it's directed by Tom Ford, who's a fashion designer. So that's, I really admire that guy for putting in some. Maybe I didn't think it was great, but it is. He accomplished some very complicated writing.
Sure.
Martin, we disagree even on Disney, man. I got my Disney cartoon, and you got your Disney cartoon.
I know.
For generations, this peaceful island has been home to our family. But beyond our reef, a great danger is coming.
Hey, Martin, why Moana? Out of all the fine animated features out there.
Because for me, it does everything all of my favorite Disney animated movies do. It reminded me of I don't think I've liked a Disney movie this much since Aladdin, and it's beautiful. It's got the humor. I like the songs. Some of them I absolutely love. I love the tale itself, how there's a twist to it, but it also manages to have it decides to not go with the romance and not have the cute sidekick. You see that cute little pig, and you go like, all right, I know where this is going. They go like, no, not a pig. Just this ugly, really super dumb chicken. Who steals the show every time.
That mentally ill chicken that they got in there, that mentally challenged chicken. They actually did. They really pulled something because they advertised that pig, and they could have made a lot of money on that pig. But somebody said, "Nah, fuck that pig, man. That pig's staying on the island where he gonna get his ass eaten. They need to eat supper. They like that chicken out there." I like they got humor over cuteness.
Yeah,
and you know something. If there's anything that makes me want to actually give this movie a little more credit. I love that.
That crab.
Well, I love that crab, man.
Oh yeah.
But right when I thought I was getting sick of Dwayne Johnson, man, I'm like, I'm tired of this motherfucker.
Of the wind and sea, I am
Hero of men.
What?
It's actually Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men.
And I kind of like he's an asshole too.
Yeah,
you know?
I like that too.
Yeah, there's no romance on top of that. He's a dick. And Dwayne Johnson does a great job.
Yeah. It is him. Yeah, it's him pulling up something where you're like, you can do that too? Man, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
I got to take out him, Justin Timberlake, Donald Glover. They all got to go.
It's like, man, you spend 22 hours at the gym. How do you get time to do all this shit?
I know.
Singing and getting swole at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
What can I say?
They must like you, dude. They must bring like a microphone to him when he's on a treadmill. But
speaking of The Rock, EJ, smile real big. Yeah.
Let me see. Keep smiling. Yeah, you look like him. We put a gap in your mouth. If you ate a lot and had some dental surgery done to you, let's go ahead and get into our next movie here in Martin. We're narrowing it down for you. Martin, your number 3 movie is actually my number. It's actually my number 3 movie too. Yeah. We do agree on something right here.
Oh, yeah.
Manchester by the Sea. Was there anything different that you saw in there that I did?
You know what? What I like is, I mean, everything. I love everything we said. I've watched it a couple times. It tears at my heart in those 2 places, just like you. But I think a lot of what drives it, other than the fact that it's such a depressing story that has a lot of humor, so you don't get bogged down in it. But there's also a big mystery through half of it. I mean, that's so much of it. You're just like, why is this dude like this? What is going on? Only to get to it, you're like, oh man, I liked it better when I didn't know.
Yeah, it really, this movie, it yanks you around, man. It really does pull the rug from under you because there's a point where you're laughing, and I'm like, oh, you think this is funny, huh? And then they pull something out, and it's like, wow, out of everything you were doing, I didn't expect this to come along at all, and it still worked.
I also like that it takes you through the minutia of what you have to do when a loved one dies. So often in a movie, somebody dies, there's a scene with the funeral, and then people move on. And here, they even got to work out how the burial's going to go and all kinds of stuff. Just live in the moment with all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I hear everything you're saying right there, and that is something that we definitely agree on. Let me go ahead and bring up your number 2 movie right here. And your number 2 movie is some bullshit. No.
I'm so excited. We're going to make a recording.
Bravo! It was wonderful, Bunny.
Want to try another take?
Well, I don't see why. That seemed perfect to me.
Well, you love this movie. I
don't understand how you don't.
Yeah, I love this movie too, man.
Nah, I don't even think it's great. I just think it's okay. But again, that's why we are different people, Martin. What is it as a?
I said the same thing about Moonlight, but whatever.
The world agrees with me, and as my man over here,
the people have spoken.
The people have spoken. As my man over here, Korey Coleman says, "What's up with Flo Jinx, man? How you love her so much?"
It's the entire the story of what it is, but mostly it's the cast, the ensemble. What's her name? Meryl Stewart. Streep. Thank you.
Meryl Stewart.
It's late.
Martha Stewart or Meryl Streep.
I did. It's late. Meryl Streep pulled off this character way better than I would have. I mean, it's Meryl Streep, so of course she can. But she pumps so much humanity into her that she's not just a one-note joke. Simon Helberg, who I just see occasionally on the Big Bang Theory, right as I'm going like, nope, not watching this shit. That guy, he has such incredible comic timing.
Yeah, there he is right there.
He's being wasted on that show. And Hugh Grant, who hasn't been around, I guess he was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. for a little bit part, but had no idea he could do this kind of comedy. To me, it's his movie. He was who I was watching it for, and I thought he carried it well. And just everybody, stuff with all the shit that's going on, just a lot of times the expressions they make, they say so much with each one of those.
Yeah, and I know that you guys, when you came out of this, you were talking about how this is a full price. This is a better than sex movie for you. My question is, what is it about this film that made it so much better than all these other films that you saw? Shit, what the fuck?
That King Arthur being rowdy.
That's
there.
King Arthur. King Arthur right there. You know what?
Watch this trash.
No. what is that made it so much better than some of these movies that critics are like saying it's the best movie of the year?
Well,
I'm just asking from your point of view. I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying, for your taste.
No, I hear what you're saying. And I feel like critics tend to jump on bandwagons a lot. But I think this is a smarter movie than it looks like it is on the surface. And I got just an immense amount of enjoyment from it. There's so much about just the human spirit of continuing to just persevering, just going forward.
Yeah, you know what, I see what you're saying, man. Because that's one of the things I always want to have a conversation with you about why you liked it so much. Not from a point where like, why you like that bullshit? It was just like, wow, I like the way you just don't go for everything that other critics do. And I really want to know. I just want to know what separates that for you. That's it. But let's go ahead and get into your number one movie of 2016.
This is where we're opposite.
Where we're complete opposite?
We're not complete.
Let me see here. You know what? He even saw. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was gonna fuck with you. I was gonna pull up the Blair Witch, but
yeah, he was. He was trying. It's just,
you lucky the internet is on your side.
Like, why is it taking you so long?
I was sitting here dancing around too. I was like, I'm gonna get him.
They took what I thought was a piece of shit and finally did it right.
Let's see here.
They gonna put up Don't Breathe.
Yeah. Which is a great movie. They
didn't make your honorable mentions or your top 10. All that banter.
It is so great it transcends a list.
You forgot about it.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a good movie. It's not a movie that even I would say that's something that you should have in your top 10. It's a good horror film. Okay. Or thriller at least. Martin, we are totally opposite on this one I'm looking at because this was my number 10 movie. Oh, there you go. Sawing that log again right there.
No.
Can I ask you a question?
He's like, have we done this shit already?
Yeah.
No, it was, as you can hear, and I let it play on purpose because it's Fences. And where was my number 10? What makes it your number one?
Well, besides, it being very personal for me, which I've never been shy about mentioning, for me, what I love in movies is acting. And what you consider staginess, I guess it is, but I don't mind that. I actually kind of revel in it. I love plays. I like that he did something that's a hybrid of the play and a movie. And I know that there's the argument of when I go see a movie, I want to see a movie. It's like, well, I see 200 movies a year. I like seeing something that is somehow different. But the performances, everything, I like how it's sort of like well, not sort of, but it's very much a black take on African American take on Death of a Salesman. But it has its own twist to it.
Yeah.
The relationships between Denzel Washington and each person in there mean so much. And I know that, hey, man, I would never be able to afford going to Broadway to see the two of them, Denzel Washington and Viola, do this on a Broadway stage.
With that attitude, you never will.
I don't even think they're doing it anymore.
No, they don't.
My window's gone. But this gives me that, and I get to see. Okay, now I see why this is so popular, and especially see. When we looked at the YouTube video of how he did it, how Denzel performed the character back then, and what he's changed it into. Every time I watch this, I see more in it than I saw the first time.
Well, you know what? When Double Toasted takes off and I got multi-millions of dollars, I'm going to hire Denzel personally.
Oh,
and
really?
Viola Davis just put on a private performance for you.
Oh, damn well.
Yeah.
If he hires Denzel, he's going to be in Alonzo and only Alonzo.
Yeah. What law says I have to perform for you, Martin?
What law says I got to get wet?
Hey, Corey, I'm sorry. It doesn't say anything about putting cases on people.
I'm paying you. Do this shit. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly is giving me an excuse to do that. And you could even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month, just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.